I think your mic is not working. It is not working. As always, mine is working. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nicu Warrior 200 here at the beautiful Echo Park Speedway as I try to get everything set up for the race tonight. We are just a few moments away from the start of this race. A few EOLs have been put out tonight on the track. It's going to be a tricky situation for some of those drivers to have to go through with the simple fact that they are going to have to fight their way through a draft pack to get back to the front. That is going to be something we're going to have to keep a close eye on, as most of those drivers are going to be in a tough fighting situation here pretty early on in this race. For anybody new joining us, my name is Tyler Jones, and I am trying to get a feed of audio from Josh Franks here tonight. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. Yeah, I see that actively. Yeah. I'm in that menu right now. I'm looking at the menu right now. For some reason, the Discord audio is not wanting to go through. Oh, this is a little scary right now. Okay, before we continue, we have Tyler Honeycutt and Donnie Honeycutt in first and second place here. Caleb Hess in the 87 is in third. Mark Morton, Owen Lax, David Callahan, DJ Norris, no other than Mr. Chicane, Peyton Bass, Gage Burns, and Joshua Thornton round out your top 10 here going into this race tonight. Those are going to be a few interesting names that we have already seen multiple times before on this track here as we are slowly pacing around the track before the green flag is thrown tonight to start the NICU Warrior 200. Josh, I am absolutely sorry that we are having technical difficulties for you right now, man. I know you are fighting mad because you are itching to get your voice heard on this channel here tonight, the beautiful ARN network, where we bring you live coverage, non-stop action, even if we go picture in picture for the duration of this race. There have been difficulties working with the Twitch 1080 encoder, so if anybody is having any problems with 1080, we are advising you to go into 720p. Still not. I'm. We are coming around here patiently right now. One more time around is what it looks like, which is beautiful because that gives me time to figure out why we are having a technical difficulty on our end with our broadcast voice channels. Pace car still around. These guys are about ready to go. I know for sure these guys are absolutely ready to go here tonight. There's a lot of anticipation on this track right now. Tyler Honeycutt, owner of Ghost Motorsports, has went officially back-to-back races here to start off the season, has a lot leading on the line right now to see if he can take the three-peat to officially cap off an immaculate restart or immaculate start to this race. As you look on the left side of your screen, it looks like the extended caution laps are a wrap, as it is showing green now, which means they will be green this time by. Pace lights are off on that car on the track. We are waiting in anticipation to see if it is going to come in this time by. Everybody is joining us. Thank you and welcome once again to ARN, the home of Right Time ARCA series. If you are new, go ahead and drop us a follow. We go live 3 times a week. Wednesdays for Right Time ARCA series. We are back live again Thursdays for Momentum Racing League. And to cap off our race weekend, we are live on Saturdays for Naris iRacing Gen 6 cars. And that is about everything for us for the week. I would love it if my partner can get a copy here. Pace car off the track, this time by Tyler Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt to take the lead here. Green flag waved, and the cars are on the track officially. First lap is underway here for the Nicu Warrior 200. Still no copy, Josh, huh? Honeycutt and Morton now side by side. Neither one giving up way here. This is a draft track. It's going to be a draft track for most of the night here. Shakeups down low. That red line on your screen is a no-go zone for passing. Excuse me, unless you are in the tri-oval. And there is already the first caution of the race there. I am showing race events, no wrecks. So we are going to have to pay attention to the mid to back pack of that field and see if we can pick it up. ARN blimp cam right there. See if we can catch what's going on in the back. And I do see the wreck back there. Looks like it might be a little bit further back than anticipated. See if we can actually find that driver on track. There is the little bit of contact. Bumper off. Debris on the track is what called that first caution of the night. You see the 29 of Max Wiesner debumpered front and back side. That is hopefully not going to be too much of a problem, as he still has one fast repair in the belt here. That is not going anywhere. Things have changed up a little bit, but the fast repair is not one of them here tonight. While they are pacing around the track here, we are going to go side by side for a brief moment just to hear a word from our sponsors.
Testing, testing, testing. Nope, nope.
And we are back here, still
Testing.
having difficulties getting my partner's audio in. This is one of the situations you do encounter here during live broadcasting. That is no problem. We will get him in for this immense action we are going to be seeing on the track right now. As you see from the ARN blimp cam, all of these cars on track right now, pacing around. 34 cars have made the field tonight, and we'll see if one of those 34 cars or 33 cars will be able to take this victory away from the man himself, Tyler Honeycutt. Let me run that. Oh man. I think we had him for a second. It wasn't registering on levels. No. Hold on. As they are back green right now. First caution of the night completed. Back on the track we go. Let's see who the leader still is. The 88 of Tyler Honeycutt right now still in the lead as we transition from ticker to tower. Tyler Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt side by side, Mark Morton, David Callahan, and Caleb Hess still rounding out your top five here tonight. Not much has changed between these drivers so far, but the gas mileage on their cars here as we roll into lap 6, I believe. 7 going, oh, lap 8, excuse me. Tyler Honeycutt in the lead. Expert, do we have your audio?
We're about to see testing. I'm going to test this the old-fashioned way and go to Twitch myself just to make sure. Anybody out there in comments, you got to chat. Anybody? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Let's go green. Testing. Honeycutt in front.
Don't believe we still have him here right now, as I'm going to do as much as in my power to get it done. Tyler Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt, Ghost Motorsports still 1-2 right now, as Norris in the 82 is knocking on that door, trying to hold that line down low. As you see that 87 on the high line there, gaining momentum. That is no one other than Caleb Hess. Outside line not gaining much room here right now. 87 still trying to dig deep there with the 3 behind him. Slowly gaining momentum here to start giving the Honeycutts a run for their money.
Testing.
Like we said, folks, this is going to be the draft track. There's no other way around it but having to draft your opponents to get by, having to work together with some people around you that you might not expect to have to work with throughout the
Just
rest of the night.
It should be good.
Hallelujah!
Yep,
we are finally here. Expert, take it away, my man.
All right, we're actually here. Sorry, we know it was testing in the audio a little bit. It actually was picking us up a little bit earlier. Thankfully, though, we are here. Nicu Warrior 200 at Echopark Speedway. Look, this is my home track. It's always going to be Atlanta Motor Speedway. I don't care what it is. But Tyler Honeycutt out front, Hess on the outside. The Honeycutts lined up on the bottom, but you have Caleb Hess, Mark Morton, those two David Callahan teammates on the top lane. These two groups battling it out at that top line, trying to get momentum, but it's not working. Honeycutts clear the field right now with full control of the packs behind them.
And when we talk about clearing the field right now, let's go to a higher cam. See if we can get that drone cam in the sky here. Pay attention to this distance here. You see that there is almost a half a car length right now. Of course, these times between drivers are going to change drastically throughout the 135 laps here tonight. But you see that high lane has a lot of momentum behind him. That 87 of Caleb Hess running that entire line right now. And there is not much room for him to be able to do anything. Huge line stacked side by side here. This is how the racing is going to be the entire night. But it is all about the patience, the holding your lines correctly, and being able to make your moves when you can. And when we say make your moves when we can, we mean make them. You are not going to have many opportunities here to get through the field when you are clear.
Yeah, and right now you're seeing these guys, they're battling it out still. Honeycutt, Hess, Morton, Honeycutt all up front. And look at the shove Morton just gave Caleb Hess there on that outside that got him a little loose. These guys going all over the place trying to get to the front. And look at this. Oh, Morton nearly got to the inside of Hess there. And that's going to cost them some momentum. Couldn't get locked up on the bumper on the straightaway. And now they are dropping back a little bit. Hess is going to have to get aggressive with the side drafting if at all possible. Look at this, though. Coming there on the bottom, it's going to be the 82 of Norris, the 24 of Peyton Bass getting up there, putting a little door to Caleb Hess in that second line. These guys running closer and closer together now. Down the front straightaway, lap 17 of 135 here. And these guys continuing to battle it out. Look at the back of the pack, almost 3 wide for a moment there back there as well. This battle continuing throughout the field. You're seeing guys literally battling it out here like the 52 of Lax. You have Burks there in that 26 Sunny D car. The 2 of David Callahan trying to get up there with his teammates as well. And to be honest, now that I notice it, that top 4 on the outside line, all of it, David Callahan Racing.
Absolutely, man. They did not have the best race they expected. Only 2 out of the 6 cars of that team did really finish in a good position where they would want to be. So it is a really good sight to actually be able to see all of David Callahan Racing in the top right now. But you have to be careful because that is going to help them, but they are going to end up fighting themselves for a position at some point in time tonight. As you already see on your screen, we have a few people in pits and already one person 2 laps down. Cycling back on your screen right now is the top 10. Going into 21st, you see there is a big gap going back. Almost 6 seconds from the leader is from 21st position. That is Brian Priest Jr., Brianna Lauren herself, still on the track. Look at that paint scheme right there. That car is ready to take flight tonight.
Yeah, sponsored by American Airlines. You knew after the last 2. Caution is out. As soon as I said as soon as we bring it.
As soon as we talked about her. Hey, listen. It's not a commentator's curse because her car didn't fly. I'm just gonna keep watching just in case. No, okay, we're good. So, we're gonna dial that back to that yellow flag right there. Seems like a couple of people have crashed during that yellow. See if we can back it up a bit and figure out exactly what happened here. Oh, that's not good. Looked like Booker T on the track with a little bit of a spinneroony there. Let's see if we could find what car number that is. That is going to be the 18. That is the 18 of Dominic Hunter. That is not accurately correct. That's the 81, isn't it? Am I dyslexic today? Or is that the 01?
You doing okay over there, T-Bone?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Apparently, I am off of my meds here today because that seems to be the 31. Way off. No, that's the 78, the 26, the 31, all into the wall, but I was correct. The 31 is the one who pulled the Booker T spinneroony there. So Brandon McKee and Joshua Thornton did get collected in that wreck, and it seems like we did have 2 additional wrecks. After that, seems like he might have ended up hitting the wall again due to all that damage, or the game is just calling the damage there. No, swipe that inside wall again, so that is definitely gonna hurt him. Alongside Wayne Isbell as well after the caution was called. Got a little bit of damage on his car here. Has to be from a back bumper of somebody. And it seems like, oh, he locked up brakes and went head on into that interior wall trying to hit pit road. Notably, all drivers have 1 fast repair, so it is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate circumstance that some of them possibly have to use it for this situation here. But thankfully, it is still in the pocket if they choose to sit in pits, because it is a super speedway after all, and they know cautions will come out, so it is a possibility to get their laps back. But looking at the leader right now on your screen, the 87 of Caleb Hess.
Yeah, the 87 Caleb Hess, the active current leader for David Callahan Racing, and David Callahan Racing in full control of this race, being the top four. And in fact, partner, while we have the lights on the pace car, I'm not sure how long we got, but let's go ahead and see if we can't talk to one of them. Let's talk to the owner himself, David Callahan, if we can bring him up here. Let's go ahead and see. Hey, David, it is Expert and Tyler up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, look, your team's looking pretty nice up there. You got position 1, 2, 3, and 4 all locked up as you get ready to go green here once again. What's the strategy for you guys on this restart?
I mean, same as you've seen. You know, we're working pretty well together, communicating pretty well together. You know, Max kind of had an unfortunate start, but he's working his way, getting up here, and then we'll get all 6 of us up here, and hopefully we can get a 1 through 6 finish. That's the only strategy I can tell you right now.
Well, that sounds like a perfect game plan. Hopefully it works out for you. We're going to let you go before you go back green, but possibly talking to you here at the end.
Yeah, kind of hard to hear with everybody talking in the VC, but yeah, guys, I appreciate it, and hopefully we give you a fun race here.
Right there, these guys.
Indeed.
I was about to say, gotta love the races at Atlanta. Call me biased, but you know, it's my favorite racetrack. So you know.
No, it is a really good racetrack. It's even with the rename, the repave that they've had a few years ago. There's nothing that can take away from the pure adrenaline and just action-packedness that you have here at Echopark, formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a beautiful track, great scenery. I mean, they're still pacing around right now, but the pace car is off here for the second restart of the night.
And here we go, back green here at Echopark. Caleb Hess leading out David Callahan Racing as these guys try to get set up in line. The question is, how much can Owen Lax be able to open up that gap there on the bottom and let these team guys in? That's going to be the question. Here comes David Callahan here to the outside. He's got a push there from the outside as Owen Lax gets a huge shove right there from the 35, and these guys all lined up once again. As here comes that team, they're going to file in there on the bottom in that inside line. Call it David Callahan Racing all bottom as these guys try to hold on to those positions. Look at the 26 there of Burns. He's going to get in 1 through 5. Call it David Callahan Racing.
That's a good position to be in. Like he said, 1 through 6 is the must for them. In 30th place right now is that 29 of Wiesner, now only just 1 lap down. So that caution has allowed him to regain his lap. So he's a little bit closer to getting this 1 through 6 finish if he can regain his momentum and join his team up in the front. But as of right now, single file racing throughout the entire field as we go into our beautiful ARN blimp cam here, little squirrely on the bottom there. As you see, I believe that's the 79 of Warall, Mr. No Number. A lot of single file racing right now. These guys are realizing that side-by-side action is not going to get them a pass this early. And this is probably a very wise decision from them for the simple fact that the longer you stay in draft, the farther back as well, you will be able to save just a few half or quarter laps of gas per each lap. So it might flex this field out just a little bit and stretch certain people's gas tanks just maybe a lap or so later than what most people would pit at.
Yeah, and right now what I'm paying attention to, look at the gap that Owen Lax is managing there in the 5th place position. About a 2 car lengths gap between him and his 4th place teammate. So he's really being the all-star for this David Callahan team, holding the rest of the field at bay. As right now he's coming under attack by that 35 there on the outside. Will that outside lane finally get formed? Here comes the help. Here comes the cavalry. Everybody jumping up to that outside lane. realizing that, hey, if they're wanting a shot against those David Callahan guys, they're going to need some support. But that's not going to work. Big one here on the front stretch at Atlanta. A bunch of cars caught up in that one after miscommunication leads to a guy going into the outside wall, and drivers galore crossing the front straightaway as everybody just piled in.
That was the big one, and that was really early to have a big one like that. That was an insane crash, and I need to get to this replay right now so we can see the initiation of this wreck here.
And it's going to be right there. It's going to be down to...
At?
No, you're going to be looking even below that. I believe it's Worrell that started out that wreck up front. Yeah, it's going to be coming more to the front here because the wreck's already happening in front of these guys. Yeah, there it is. And just look at this. Tyler Honeycutt, nowhere to go. More cars piling in here. Oh, the 23 involved. Lots of guys involved in this early incident.
That is going to be a little tricky for some of these drivers now that have sat back and had to deal with that. 8 got contact as well. Omar Rodriguez Jr., Matthew Worrell, Gary Wright, Mickey Stewart, all were affected by that wreck here. I do want to see, I'm looking at a report. Seems like we had a little bit more commotion as well. I want to go back to the start of this wreck and see if we can get it one more time. Making sure we are on the correct car this time. Then that is about where the big one started piling up here. The 88, Matthew Worrell, Mr. No Number. The 01, also affected by that wreck. That is Omar Rodriguez.
Look at the 82, the 0 involved. There's more cars at the bottom, which is insane to think about. Look at this.
71 when airborne.
More cars piling into this as the wreck continued on. I mean, they were wrecking before the start-finish line, and this wreck carried over into turn number 1.
Brianna Laurent as well got affected just a little bit. I'm assuming they're calling that crash due to the fact of heavy braking. Might have also been a netcode situation there as to why her number was called. Really good at holding the brakes there and being able to overtake the entire wreck. Most of these drivers still in pits, getting damage fixed. Joshua Thornton in pits. Brianna Laurent back out right now alongside Thaddeus Friel Jr., Gary Wright, DJ Norris, John Marino, and Tyler Brewer, all actively still in pits this time by. As it seems like Tyler Honeycutt went in as well.
Yeah, Tyler had to. I mean, the damage to that 88 is huge. And there's even a car, I believe that's the 01, that's crab walking down pit road right now.
Yeah, he's literally walking sideways. Look at that right front wheel. It is cocked all the way in towards that engine bay. That is going to be possibly his fast repair right there, and is. So the 88 and 22 both have used their fast repairs. That means they are down and out on a quick repair for the night. That will be challenging if Tyler cannot stay out of the situations for the rest of this race here, as we have a new leader. Matt Benke, correctly said for once. Hallelujah. Matt Benke right now is your leader. Jeffrey Bourne in the 48 sitting next to him. The 51 of Brock Piper is in line 2 alongside Donnie Honeycutt. Line 3 is Aaron Wright and Caden Watts. Aaron Wright rounding out your top 5. Caden Watts and Robert Monday, Wayne Isbell, Colin Carpenter, and Gary Miller are your top 10 drivers. Coming out of the third caution here, at the Nicu Warrior 200 pace car off the track once again, as we are going to take that green flag. I don't know what's happening with Warhol there. Taking the green flag. Hopefully he didn't get a black flag for that situation. It's probably why he parked it right there on the side, as you saw.
And the caution is being extended. The fourth caution actively being thrown.
I believe they might have thrown that for people that did not catch back up. Seems like we had some contact, if this is a correct call.
Oh yeah, it's a wreck in the back between the 2 and the 24.
Let's see if we can get Callahan's view of everything. Replay that again. I don't know why they called that a crash on the race report here. It was saying Warhol crashed. It was also saying that oh, there it is. 24 made some weak contact. Let's see if we can roll back just a little bit further, because these guys have a lot to pace around this track here.
That's more than weak contact. God.
Yeah, oh yeah, David is missing an entire front bumper there. Well, I need to back it up a little bit more. Guys in the booth aren't helping. Let's rewind it ourselves here. So it looks like a stack up on the restart caused Callahan to get into the bumper of the 24. Teammate of Owen did not help him there, was not ready for that stack up. So that is the reason for your caution.
Brianna Laurent also involved there as well.
Thankfully, probably not damaged too bad, as she's now in 20th position. Still looks like a clean race car. Hopefully she did not have to use her fast repair for that. Warhol getting that EOL most likely, waiting to regroup at the back of the pack there as everybody passes him. As I like to call him, Mr. No Name. I mean, no number, excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at names and scroll and make sure race reports are accurate. And
Oh my Lord. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
technically
Mr.
Mr. No
Worrell.
Name at this point in time. Sorry, Warhol. You have a name. You don't have a number.
That's crazy. Had to do him like that.
But at the time of the caution, there we go. Jeffrey Bourne is your leader, so Matt will be behind him right now, going side by side. This time, choose cone to restart the race here. Donnie Honeycutt, notably, still in top 5 right now, trying to hold ground. I could have made a Lincoln Park joke, but I won't. But trying to hold ground right now for that 88 all the way back in 20th position to slowly catch back up to the top of the field, as most of these drivers are completely scattered from their teams, not many together.
It's going to be interesting to see how these guys are able to restack, especially the guys that just suffered damage on that caution. That changes their complete strategy now.
Oh, most definitely, and especially if some of those guys had to use a fast repair, that is going to change the outcome the later on into this race we get. So that is going to be a little bit difficult now. Only having completed 35 laps, few of those under caution here tonight. But I mean, we still roughly have 100 laps to go here. Some have no fast repairs, some might already have unrepairable damage. So only time will tell how these drivers are going to be able to hold onto these cars. They are known to be a little bit spinny at times, as we've seen last week at Nashville. It was very easy for anybody to break loose, but either by themselves or a bump. just on the quarter panel. So that's something you also have to take into accountability here as well, and into effect that this is going to be a dog-eat-dog race through and through, flag to flag.
Well, the pace car is off. Green flag back in the air as they fly that green flag. We are back green with just under 100 laps to go here at Echopark Speedway with the Nicu Warrior Foundation 200. And right now, up front, Jeffrey Bourne in that 48 machine. And partner, I talked about it pre-race with him, but I have to bring it up right now. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can
What's
you
up?
can you cue to the guys in the truck? Can we get a view of his helmet cam real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to his helmet cam right now.
Look at the gloves.
Oh, and this time the gloves did not cause an effing caution. But the fifth caution of the night is out once again. Let's go to our replay and see exactly what the cause of this one was this time.
Oh Lord. Oh! Wow. That 01 is not having a good night.
No, unfortunately, Omar is not having a good night tonight. That is the second to third time he's already been involved in a caution. Not the best. John Marino also affected by that as well, alongside Mickey Stewart. You see there, the 42 slams into the wall after spinning the 23. 23 regaining, and then, oh, that looks a little intentional there.
Let's take a look back at it. Let's go ahead and roll it back.
That was the 42. Let's go to Mickey Stewart. Oh, Mickey Stewart. Let's go to his cockpit view here. I want to see if he did turn back into him where he just lost the toe and couldn't hold it. I mean, he didn't try to turn away. He did not try to brake. So that does seem possibly intentional by the 42, unless he lost the ability to steer. You see him, you hear him trying to gas. No, he has control of his car. Steering wheel still has not tried to turn yet. Yeah, that's a little worrying of a situation there.
Yeah, he has no turn in that car. That's not I'm not going to say that's on him. It looks like he has absolutely no turn in that car. He is literally using the apron to turn the car.
Yeah, absolutely is definitely using the apron to turn that car. Oh yeah, look at that right front wheel. It is toast.
That is camber galore right there. Oh my Lord. He might have to, yeah, he's going to have to use the inside water to correct himself. Look at this.
I mean, both tires not even actively touching the axles. They are rubbing air there to even be able to drive. That is absolutely insanity there. Unfortunately for Mickey Stewart, if he is, that will unfortunately seem like he is going to not have a fast repair, because he would have been out by now. So he is going to have a lot of time in pits to take that damage, as you see the cars filing around him on the track, waiting for the pace car to turn its lights off to go green for the fifth time tonight.
And partner, he's already out of the car and is being cleared currently. Let's see if we can actually get a word with him. Mickey, it is Tyler and Expert up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. You got a copy on me?
Yes, sir. We got you. So you were just cleared from the Infield Care Center. Unfortunately, Not sure the amount of damage that is on that car, but it looks like those front wheels weren't even touching the axle anymore. Absolutely no turn in that car trying to get back to pit road. What's the update on the car and the update on you? First and foremost, are you doing okay?
We just got a few more seconds here to get towed back, and we're gonna get the crew underneath and check it out. Just trying to hang out towards the back, and just kind of got caught up a little bit. I want to give it a 23 an apology. I was trying to hit the brake, but I think I might have been on my clutch, and I kind of doored him there. So big apology. Shout out to the 23. Looks like we're done for the night, though.
Well, definitely unfortunate to hear, especially so early into this one. Well, glad to know you're okay, and hopefully you'll be able to be back and get them next week.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you then.
Definitely heartbreaking this early in the race to be out of this one. But who's not out? The 48 of Jeffrey Bourne, who is leading this entire field back green here as that 48 machine stays out front here at Atlanta. And once again, I got to say, the leader, partner, I'm going to steal one of your lines from a few races ago this season. But Jesus Christ, it's Jeffrey Bourne.
What a line that is indeed, and I feel like that is going to stick for him for the rest of this season. Not a good start to the year that he was expecting, but right now is in the position he really wants to be in. He has to be careful, though. You have the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt from Ghost Motorsports, the one of the back-to-back winning teams. Right now, the only team to be able to catch a victory right behind him. Matt Beck. Oh, almost messed it up there.
Oh!
Banky.
Down the back straightaway. Hold on. Caution number 6. Right. And oh! More cars involved.
There's another car with camber issues tonight.
Let's see how he gets this thing turned. Crab walking once again.
It's a very unfortunate situation for Mr. Right there. See if we can get his view. What happened here? See that 3 wide slightly. Now they're 3 wide. 2 cars giving a little bit of pressure here. Able to hold on to the 26 below him. And you see there that 6 comes down, and I'm assuming just clips that bumper and does. That is going to be what gets him loose there right into that wall.
Stay with him, because look at this pack coming up fast. Boom! The 82, and I feel like there's more contact ahead of him after that. That was a huge hit.
Absolutely.
That was.
Back that up a little bit. See the 82's perspective.
Yeah, the nose of that 82 is completely killed. And he was involved in earlier incidents. I believe he's already had to take a fast repair. That 82 could be out for the night. That was huge.
Yeah, and it's an unfortunate situation, but it is a situation that you always encounter here at these super speedways. It's just the matter of you having to trust the cars around you to hold that line comfortably. Sometimes it benefits, sometimes it does not. And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of unbeneficial movement from certain drivers to kind of either end their nights or really cause them to have a lot of difficulties getting back up into that position they were in. But now, with the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt sitting, patiently waiting, he has now officially cycled to be your leader. The 3 car of Mark Morton behind Gary Miller in the 15, 26 of Gage Burns, and the 87 of Caleb Hess round out your top 5 as of now.
Right now, these guys all lined up. This field getting twisted, turned around on its head in multiple ways. and continuing to go and pace around the track here at Echopark. It has been a wild, wild night up to this point. Sixth caution of this 130 lap event. The Nicu Warrior Foundation 200 here live on Asphalt Racing Network. Partner, the lights are out on the pace car. They have a half lap to go around this track, and they're going to go back green. And to say it's been a wild race is an understatement, but tonight these guys have been hungry. They've been feisty. A lot of them know that this is a big opportunity to get a win this year.
Absolutely, and it is a very pivotal point to get a win. You have one team right now dominating so far into this season, and you don't want them to continue to dominate. There are only 11 races, the 12th race being your championship race. And folks, we are already on race 3. If we can see another victory here from either Tyler Honeycutt or Ghost Motorsports in general, it is going to add pressure next week, going into our first road course of the season at Pocono. I'm sorry, that's not a road course. Going into Pocono, Charlotte, I was looking at Watkins Glen, week 6, excuse me. Pocono is kind of going to be the same similarities as here tonight. It is a 2.5 mile track. Obviously, I do not know what I'm talking about. But Pocono is a 2.5 mile track, so we're going to see a lot of the replication that we're seeing here possibly come back in next week as well. Then we have Charlotte for the All-Star, our main event race practically. Then we go into our first race road course of the season at Watkins Glen, a short race of only 45 laps, but probably just as action-packed as Atlanta here tonight, as the green flag is waved once again here. Honeycutt in the lead. To clarify, that is Donnie Honeycutt in that 22 machine. Consistently rolling around that track right now as Mark Gordon gets the edge off with Gage Burns. Still not clear of the 22 to come down yet. Has to maintain that line and use that 57's draft of Robert Monday, and they do, slightly clearing. 57 tries to go, but is not clear. And David Callahan Racing takes the lead away from Ghost Motorsports.
Yeah, 1-2 right now for David Callahan Racing, Mark Morton. And then, of course, it is going to be that 26 Sunny D car right behind them as well. Those two leading this field that is hungry. These guys are going to try to get lined up. I believe that's Gage Burns there in P number 2, leading what is Donnie Honeycutt there in the 22. And these guys all racing around, trying to find their way closer towards the front. Can they make the moves necessary to get back to the lead? Well, we're going to find out here as these guys continue to race around this track. All single file now as everybody's trying to calm down a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how long this lasts as the racing goes on.
Going to be a difficult one to call here. Lap 50 of 135. We are into this race right now. A lot of shakeups are happening. A lot of lead changes are happening. I feel like the guys in the top 5 cannot be comfortable. Once they get in that comfortability and start getting those tires in that groove, there's a caution that kind of shakes everything up. But look at that highlight right now. The 3, the 26, the 87, and the 52 all in draft right now as Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt that is trying to give everything he's got in that car to make it back. Slight contact in the back there, not enough to pull out the caution. God, to see all this wiggling happening right now, it's not looking good for the back of the pack as we go to the ARN Blimp Cam.
Right now, look at this field span. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's huge contact now causes a wreck? Wreck towards the back. I'm not sure if any major contact happened, but definitely contact between those drivers right there that brought out the caution. That could have been worse.
And that is Matt Benke, one of the drivers for Sandcastle Racing. And it is unfortunate Sandcastle has not been able to get their footing down and be comfortable here so far tonight, as you have seen a few of those drivers slightly get into wrecks or just miss. Right now, Brianna Laurent and Gary Miller from Sandcastle are sitting in 8th and 9th position, as unfortunate their other car had to take some damage there, unfortunately. Let's see if we can roll back and get a view of exactly what happened.
Well, that looks like the 57 on Monday in the outside wall, and things just checked up on the bottom from a separate incident. That's the 35 and the 29. And look at this. I want to commend the 35 here. Well, I
And
was
you
going
know
to say
what?
it looked like he was going to save it, but what a hit to the driver's side door.
And that is very unfortunate. Once again, Omar Rodriguez Jr. gets caught up in another wreck. Doesn't have much nose damage, which is a good thing for him, but still very unfortunate that he did collect the 35's door. 35 got a little stuck in the apron there, but was able to regain. Obviously has a lot of damage. Almost caused another stack up right there. Kind of trying to regain his control. You see him crab walking once again. Very unfortunate for that 35. And actively in pits right now, getting most of that damage fixed. Okay, Max Wiesner in pits, Omar Rodriguez Jr., David Callahan, Owen Lax, Josh Thornton, Burns, Thaddeus Friel Jr., and Matt are all in pits this time, alongside Gary Wright, Dominic Hunter, Andrew Floyd, Josh Marino, Aaron Wright himself, Mickey Stewart still in pits, done for the night, alongside, I believe, Peyton Bass, the 24 car, which unfortunately had his throttle pedal stuck at 15% at the restart. So unfortunately he had some mechanical issues with that vehicle tonight, and because of that issue they were not able to get that car fixed and back on the track within their allotted time. So that is Mr. Chicane himself, unfortunately taken out of this race very early on. Just got word of that report, so I did want to bring that up. And he is also followed by the 82 DJ Norris that you saw earlier with a lot of damage. He was unfortunately out as well. A lot of guys lapped down. Looks like 22nd position and back is all a lap down right now. So we're going to have to they're going to have to be very patient here and pray that they're going to be able to have a couple of cautions for some of them to get back on the lead lap. But I can tell you what, Donnie Honeycutt in the lead right now, Robert Monday, Gary Miller, Brianna Laurent, and Jeffrey Bourne all sitting inside the top 5 right now. They are not praying for a caution, as most of these guys have just had their green flag, their pit cycles in general. Lap 21 for Donnie. We are on lap 54. Robert Monday pitted at lap 21 as well. Brianna Laurent, lap 39. So she has a little bit fresher tires than the top 5 drivers right now. Brock Piper as well going in at 44. So he is the freshest tires out of that top 5 group, as Jeffrey also went in at lap 44. So they are going to have a little bit more of an edge than the 3 cars in front of them. 3, 4 cars in front of them.
Yeah, and I mean, strategy is going to play a big part in this race, especially towards the end. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out, and see how these guys are able to manage that. I mean, you know, it could be a big difference when it comes to, especially, I'm not even going to say tires, but fuel at the end of this one. One lap of fuel could mean the difference between winning and losing, and we've seen that plenty of times there, Tyler.
Oh, absolutely. That is the name of the game. It is save, conserve. Save on your fuel, conserve those tires. It is very hard to here, especially if they spin. It wears out that tire and creates that little bit of a flat spot that makes it a little bit more troubling to have to consistently use that set of tires. But it is manageable. A lot of these drivers have been locking up their brakes immediately after they're spinning, so you are seeing a lot of tire repairs because of that. They're getting a little bit too hot. They're not able to keep them on the car, or the crew chief just wants to take them off and get a fresh set because this is a draft race. You want your tires to either be even with the competition around you or better than the competition around you. Right now, the name of the game is really from 5 and up, you're clear. From 5 and back is normally where the wrecks happen, and we're seeing a lot of those wrecks happen in that mid-pack right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to be able to manage that aggression. We're already at 7 cautions there, T-Bone, and just under 100 or just under 90 laps, I'd say, to go. That field is starting to considerably shrink. Still a bunch of cars on the field, but it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are able to manage the aggression level as this race goes on to the later stages. But back green, Donnie Honeycutt with a huge jump out front, and he might have jumped out way too far, partner.
I hope he didn't have to get a black flag for jumping that restart, but it doesn't seem like it because he has not had to back down. He has a sizable distance already to the pack behind him, but this is not a game where you can get that restart and run this race by yourself. As you see, the pack has already caught him. He's going to have to block a line. He chooses the low line. Smart move there. Now, Brianna Lauren to the lead here at Echopark.
Yeah, flying up on that outside in that American Airlines Chevrolet, and you can see side by side down the back straightaway, trying to put that 06 out in front. Brianna holding strong with the 15 of Miller right behind her. She's battling now for P2, but oh, she got a little loose out of the corner. Has the run though. As they get loose there on the bottom, look at Lauren coming up the outside, side by side with Honeycutt as they dive into turn one once again. Everybody getting loosey-goosey. Everybody moving around, trying to find that bit of air, trying to find that bit of space, trying to find the run as down the back straightaway. Where's the help going to come from? Still side by side, these two groups continue to battle it out.
What a race right now. One of the best restarts we have seen here so far as she edges out to take the lead, but still not clear, is officially clear of the low line. She could dodge that 15 right now and go down. 15 not clear. That is unfortunately not going to be good. That is another driver from Sandcastle Racing now. Donnie cuts back up high to take the lead. 57 behind, but there is a wreck in the backfield.
Let's see here, the 8th caution of the night here in the Nicu Warrior 200.
Oh, God. Oh, God. And that is unfortunately David Callahan Racing's Max Wiesner, the 29 Chevy, crab walking on your screen as we speak. That is not going to be a good situation. That is his second wreck of the night here. And I would like to see what caused that situation. So we're following the 29 actively on your screen right there. Might come from in front of him. He doesn't see anything right now. He gets up just a little bit right there. Got into that bumper, and that was a wrap, folks. Caught the 8 car as well of Thaddeus Friel. What a huge stack up.
Yeah, the 0, there's more cars involved. Look, another car got his bumper taken off on that too. I can't tell who that is driving past. But yeah, that, wow.
Unfortunate for Omar once again, right in front of a wreck as it happens, man. He has got to be cursing up a storm on his radio. And I wouldn't blame him at all for that. Let's take a look at his view as it is right in front of
That's,
everything.
well, no, it's right behind him, actually.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's lucky on this one, but look at this right here. Just a cut there behind him. And everything unfolds back there.
Let's rewind that one more time. There it is. And what a hit from that 29 to the outside wall. 27's bumper comes off, 8 contact, 0 contact, 29 contact. And I mean, the list just goes on here tonight. Almost all of the field has been in a wreck so far here tonight. So nobody is safe at all. As you see, Wiesner seems like he used his fast repair. Back out on the track in 18th position right now behind Robert Monday and in front of Tyler Honeycutt, that 88 car. Back-to-back winner right now, has not been able to get his momentum, get back to that front, and lead this race alongside of his dad, Donnie Honeycutt, in that 22 car, your leader at the time of the caution. Brianna Laurent from Sandcastle Racing and Gary Miller as well behind. But once again, Jesus Christ, is Jeffrey Bourne. This top 5 has not been able to settle down and really just kind of cozy into their race seats, grab the wheel and just coast with slow ride going on in the background. I feel for some of these drivers right now, frustrations have got to be high. 8th caution of the night, and we are only on lap 62 here tonight.
Right now, everybody getting lined up, and we're approaching halfway. And so we've seen a number of wrecks. We're on the 8th caution. The question is, Tyler, what is the mental reset that's coming here?
See, it's very difficult to have to get into the mentality of everyone. A lot of people have different strategies and different ways that they kind of want to de-stress, I would call it, while still being behind the wheel. It is very difficult to fully reset yourself. Obviously, frustrations, anger, whatever emotion you may be feeling is kind of hard to set aside when you know that person is still on track. It is going to have to be a mental regain and a mental refocus is what a lot of these drivers are going to have to see here, and kind of monitor their inputs and outputs and pay attention just a little bit more to the cars around. And speaking of that, the 3 car is sniffing the bumper of Jason Bourne right now. Mark on that restart was literally sniffing the bumper there of Mr. Bourne. Did not cause anything as he is a seasoned driver, but that is what I'm talking about. You need to be very mindful of the at all times on the racetrack.
Yeah, and these guys being ultra aggressive now, near 3 wide for the lead. Laurent going to go to the bottom. Here comes Bourne on the outside. He's got help from Morton as that high line starting to become prevalent again.
And something that we've seen here for at least the last 30 laps is a high line form confidently and be able to push that car into the lead consistently. We've seen it happen, but then when that car dives down, the just got past, dive high and regain that momentum on the high side. It seems like tonight you could possibly see a winner come out from the high side, as now Jeffrey Bourne is in the lead with Mark Morton side by side. They are packed up here in the front half, at least 12 cars in this field, side by side in the very front here, comfortably running their lines. You see the 06 get a little bit loose there, almost send it 3 wide, able to regain, but Mark leading this race with Caleb Hess behind him. The 51 of Brock Piper alone by himself in that high line. Will he go down in front of Bourne? Do not believe he had the time there. Will have to stay up there with Gage Burns as well from David Callahan Racing, trying to get back into that top 5 position now as Gage Burns, Gary Miller, Brianna Lauren is now in 8th place. Matthew Worrell and Matthew rounding your top 10 out. Mark Morton here comfortably in the lead, I will say, as of now.
And as those guys continue to race up front right now, David Callahan Racing able to get back to a 1-2 position victor there. What I'm going to be looking out for is some people in the back. Who are some dark horses that can make their way up to the front? Well, what I'm looking at, just this second pack or so, I mean, you have a number of drivers here, but one guy that I don't think we're talking about enough is Owen Lax there in that 52. He's about mid-pack right now. If he can find himself around the right people that he can trust, I think he can get a group together, and that car is going to be able to rocket back to the front. He's been looking like he has a strong car. Despite damage, he has a strong car tonight there, and, you know, who doesn't like Scooby-Doo? Okay?
The mystery machine is on the track with us tonight, and it has been a mystery as to where Owen's temperament and where his skill set is here tonight. It's been a very few challenging weeks for him so far, as he has not been able to finish where he wanted to. Got wrecked out of last week's race, if I am not mistaken, and is now surrounded by a few cars that have also been in or have caused wrecks here tonight. Thaddeus Friel in front of him, Robert Monday behind him, the team owner himself, David Callahan, also near him, as you see Brianna Lauren in the wall, losing a few more positions there. Tyler Honeycutt right behind her. There are a few names in that pack that Owen is around that have the ability and can gain that momentum to get themselves back up to the front. The real question is, will they be able to, and when will they be able to?
And right now, these guys continuing to shuffle around in positions. That was nearly an instant right there, as the 52 of Lax tried to get underneath that vehicle in front of them, and that nearly caused an incident as these guys getting squirrely. You see, everybody running different lines and then filling back in single file before the corner. That might be where a number of the incidents are coming from, just by everybody trying to get track position as everybody is searching for a possible spot here.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game here at a super speedway. It is track position. You want to be in a good position to not be influenced or sucked into a wreck, but you also want to be in a position where you're not going to have to worry if that wreck happens. And unfortunately, what you are seeing on screen is about the prime area for a wreck to happen, as the 51 got into the wall there, was able to save it. No one made contact. They are still linked up pretty close together here. Everybody leaving a little bit of space, but I don't think that would be enough space to kind of navigate away from a possible wreck.
Well, right now, as these guys continue to race, and we have green flag action here as we're coming around the lap 75 next time by of 135, just past halfway. Let's take a quick commercial break here and visit our sponsors. As hold on, before we cut across, contact in the wall for the 21, causing a stack up there. Contact between a few drivers. It's getting squirrely back here in the back, as 3 wide for a few of these drivers, causing incidents there, and everybody getting back in line. Now that I say that, let's go to commercial break, and we will be right back with all the action here on ARN, ladies and gentlemen.
know what we gotta do. Stay the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down. The afterjets are lit. Count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. What a victory this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag is going to end it. Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
Gonna stay down, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody's pushing as hard as they can get it. One final shot.
Gotta earn this thing right here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here with the Nicu Warrior Foundation 200, lap 81 of 135 here, Echopark Speedway live on ARN here, part of the Right Time ARCA series. Looking up front, Mark Morton is your leader. Caleb Hess right there behind him. Jeffrey Bourne, Gary Burns right there rounding out. That is your top four. McKee going to be in fifth. You have Piper, Lax, Friel, and I believe I can't tell who that is in P9.
That is Matt Banky and Robert Monday rounding out your top 10.
And so your full top 10 right there of those guys as everybody tries to battle up. There is actually two separate distinct packs separated between Lax and Piper. So two distinct packs separated between the main and secondary pack.
Yeah, and that is actually something we have not seen much of tonight. We haven't seen these packs break off and kind of differentiate themselves a little bit to change up the field a little bit. As you see here, there's about a 2-second distance from the 6th position and 7th position car of Owen Lax and Brock Piper. Owen leading this pack right now. Brock Piper finishing out the back of the pack with them as well. That is Wiesner all the way in the back end of that pack. He is still a lap down right now, so really not fighting for a position, but can be a possible wrench in the cog for some of these drivers, depending on his positioning and his aggressiveness to get this lap back, as they are allowed to fight for their laps. You're going to start seeing pit cycles start slowly but surely. Sooner or later, most of these drivers have been in or out for a decent amount of time. Let's go through the top 5 and see their last pit stops.
Right here, Mark Morton, pit lap 53. Looked like it was just a gas and go. Caleb Hess, lap 53 as well. Same thing about a gas and go. 44 for Jeffrey Bourne. That looked like 4 tires and fuel there with the 16.2. 53 for Gage Burns there. Looks like that was full service, including damage repair for that 26 machine. Brendan McGee with a 1-second stop. That was, I guess that's definitely gas and go. Just
Definitely a fast repair. Definitely a fast repair.
What?
That is
We just fast repair.
Still good positioning out here. 53 laps for some of these drivers. We are on lap 86 right now. Going to 87, going to 88. So they are pretty warmed up on these tires. I wouldn't say too bad, but not manageable to finish, obviously, the end of this race. There is still a lot of laps to go here to finish out the Nicu Warrior Foundation 200. But right now, Lax and Piper are still slowly losing positions to themselves. Brock Piper right in front of that 29 car on your screen. Excuse me, behind the 29 car right now. Getting a little bit of problems there trying to get around him in that 51 machine. Owen Lax leading that second pack, almost back by 3 seconds now to the leader. So roughly 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds from that entire front pack.
Yeah, and that gap just not what you're wanting to see if you're these guys, especially with the first big green flag run of tonight's action coming around this time. It's going to be lap 90 of 135, and that is going to let you know that you're about a third of the, you have about a quarter to a third of this race left. These guys definitely going to start turning on the heat towards this last pit cycle, trying to get as much time as you possibly can in this pit cycle. And let's see what happens here. A little miscommunication, a little bobble almost cost Caleb Hess and Mark Morton the lead there.
Yeah, very close call. They cannot waver off of each other's lines too much. You see that 48 machine of Bourne in the Ford. The only Ford in the top 5. Brock Piper in another Ford, and Thaddeus Friel sitting in the top 10. But out of top 5 right now, he is very comfortable with that line. He is not wavering much. He's holding that bottom line, positioning at that line apron apex area pretty comfortably, going into his corners. You see right here on your screen right now, little bit of movement up, but he is able to hold that line, trying to manage to figure out where he needs to go. Not going to be enough to be able to try to make a pass right now, nor is he possibly trying to push for a pass with not having anybody to influence that draft on the high line.
Yeah, and with no help, it's going to be difficult to make a move. He's surrounded by David Callahan racing front and behind him, so going to be kind of difficult unless he gets some support, and that support is wavering behind him. So the question is, when and where can a move possibly be made? I don't think any moves are going to be made until the next pit cycle.
Yeah, that's really what it's looking like right now. These top 5, top 7 drivers are trying their best to not have much instability in those cars. They're trying to keep it clean right now, trying to finish out as much as possible on these fuel runs to be able to get a good green flag pit stop. It seems like there is a lot of lap traffic right now in front of them, as they have officially made it to the backpack right now. Let's go to that backpack in front and see what's going on. Brianna Laurent is in that pack as well. The 71 of Kevin Nolf is in that pack. As you see, Morton passed them low here comfortably and clean. 22 as well is in that pack. So right now, Donnie Honeycutt obviously cycling into pits a little bit earlier. Possibly a smart move. We have seen from Ghost Motorsports already in the first 2 races, they have a decent green flag pit strategy. Unfortunately, a early pit in the first 2 races only got Donnie Honeycutt, to a 3rd place finish, but he is very consistent on his finishing positions right now as we are in the 4th race of the season. So you've got to wonder, is that going to get him to another possible podium finish?
Well, we are going to find out as this race goes on. Strategy definitely going to play a factor here as we continue on. Lap 96 of 135 here, partner. And we are about to hit the lap 100 mark here shortly. And it's interesting to see how these packs are fanning out from each other, the different strategies going on between the 2 groups. And big question here is, it seems like these front 2 are starting to pull away from that pack or whatnot. They're getting a little bit of a lead on their teammate and Burns behind them.
Yeah, and Burns right now trying to keep off Matthew Worrell. Another lap traffic car right now. Mr. No Number, as all of David Callahan's racing top 3 drivers are in this time. Mark Morton, Caleb Hess in the 87, and the 26 of Gage Burns goes in, followed by the 52 and the 2. Max Wiesner in 9th place right now, sitting finally back on lead lap, 23 seconds back from the leaders. Will he stay out or will he go in is the question. He is pitted on lap 60. He's roughly on 30 lap old tires, but another caution is out, and that actually might help those guys, because where they would have won a lap down, they're probably going to regain their lap positions because they were already in pits at the time of the caution.
Yeah, but the one thing that it might hurt is any wave around cars that might not get the wave around now. So an interesting, very interesting strategy call here from a number of these guys.
Absolutely. It's going to be difficult to have to bear witness to this now, as they're going to have to be fighting to possibly get back into position for a few of those cars. I would like to see what happened here. It seems like it was with Donnie Honeycutt and is let's replay that situation there. Donnie Honeycutt, Joshua Thornton, and it seems like Brianna Laurent was also in a wreck herself. Matthew Warhol leading this pack. Max Wiesner behind. Wiesner got into the bumper of Warhol, sent that 0 up the track and 22 to the inside. And unfortunately, Brianna Laurent also caught, I believe that was Joshua Thornton. No, I'm sorry, that was Matthew Warhol. She caught Matthew Warhol after the wreck initiated, so unfortunately was not able to stay out of the way. Sends that rear of that car airborne. And unfortunately has more damage on her car tonight. And a lot of damage that is. Good God. That hood looks like a flap for an airplane now as it's waving in the wind.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Hey, look, at least we can put almost died again up there. She hasn't died or tried to die yet, so seems like she's been listening to some higher from Creed, and now it's lower for her. But an unfortunate situation. The 29 on your screen there was the initiator of that wreck. Unfortunately, he might have to serve an EOL for him being the cause of that caution. Well, hold on now. This is a little shakeup. It seems like Wiesner might have stayed out of pits because he's being scored in first place right now.
That, oh Lord.
I wonder if we're going to have to wait for the update here when they pass the line. But as of right now, Wiesner is being scored in first place. Behind him is his teammate of Caleb Hess, Mark Morton, Owen Lax, Gage Burns, and David Callahan. So that might have actually helped David Callahan Racing now, as they are holding all top 6 positions. But have fear, because the 88 of Tyler Honeycutt is here, officially back up into 7th place. Father Donnie Honeycutt, involved in that wreck, nosedived into the infield wall, is now sitting in 16th position, I believe, a lap down. 13th back, Gary Miller, Cardin Watts, Brandon McKee, Donnie Honeycutt, and the following rest of the drivers on that tower, all a lap down now. Now it seems like Wiesner is having to serve that EOL for causing that wreck there. So unfortunate. That was a good sight for David Callahan Racing, but it's not going to be the end-all, be-all right now, as they have roughly 36 laps to go here. But still, good news for David Callahan Racing as they take the green flag, this time by Mark Morton, A leader, once again, Caleb Hess, Owen Lax, Gage Burns, and David Callahan are holding almost the entire first 3 to 4 lines of this race here as you see them all dive low there. David finally makes it in the back end just in front of Tyler Honeycutt and Gage Burns as Honeycutt is now outside by himself, officially passed by the 5th David Callahan racing car. 57 not going to give him any which way to get back in. 51 of Brock Piper is the first car, not from David Callahan Racing, in trying to get himself into that top 5. As you see, those guys have got that line down pat up there.
Right now, these guys all staying in line in what could have been for next reason, but he looks to be down pit road now. That's going to be interesting. It looked like he was fine staying out on track, but lap 104 of 135 here in the top 5 being David Callahan Racing. The rest of this field is going to have to work out a strategy together because right now this team is controlling the entire field.
Absolutely. Control is what they have been wanting to see for the last 2 weeks. It has taken the 3rd race of this season for it to happen at lap 104. They are still in control, but how long will they be able to control it? As you see a little bit of fighting there, they regain position and are still holding that bottom line strong. 51, I believe, to the outside now, trying to regain momentum. Not enough, though, to get that high line going, as nobody wants to go up there and even attempt to try to pull themselves up to the lead. So it is just the 88 and I believe the 51 by themselves. No, that is not the 51. Excuse me, 51 is down low. 10th place back here as well. Sizable gap. 8 seconds from 10th place to the leaders. Brock Piper in front of him, the 51. 7 seconds back from leaders. Bourne in that lead pack right there on your screen, sitting in 8th place. 2 seconds back from the leaders. So there's almost already 3 to 4 packs differentiated on this racetrack. It is going to be tight racing here for a lot of these groups. You saw there Matthew Warhol, 79 in pits this time by. Hopefully he didn't get a speeding penalty. Looked like they went in just a little bit too hot there. Back to your leaders now. Mark Morton, Caleb Hess, David Callahan, Gage Burns, and Owen Lax, all controlling this race. Single file here at 28 laps to go here at the Nicu Warrior Foundation 200 at Echopark Speedway.
Yeah, and these guys still lined up single file basically. The question is, when will this field turn it up? When will the heat get turned up to try to put a car in victory lane? It's going to be interesting to see when that'll happen. And when will David Callahan Racing start racing each other? Or will they? That's going to be a question, and I'm sure the rest of the field does not want to wait to find that out. These guys have to start making moves to separate this team up front.
Absolutely. Now is the time to do it. With 27 laps left, you do not have a margin for error. That is going to be a big deciding factor here. We've seen it from the last 2 weeks of racing here at Right Time ARCA Series. Once a team controls within the last 30 laps to go, it has almost been impossible to change that up. As of right now, it is a 1.0 percentage. Will that continue tonight, but for a different team, being David Callahan Racing?
I mean, don't shut out anybody else. There's a number of teams still out there that could possibly throw in their hat and name for a win. It's going to be a question here. Caution is now out the 10th caution of the evening, and this could be the reset that a lot of these teams are. Oh, Lord, not Omar.
It is not the O1's race, man. That Bluey car is just getting piled on tonight. Let's back it up here and see the cause of this caution. Little shake up there. You see Donnie Honeycutt and that 22 car kind of go up high there. Little shake up with Brianna Laurent. 3 wide there. Bumping and banging is what caused that wreck. 06 into 22. 01 into the wall, and the 07 follows in the rear bumper. That is unfortunate for most of those drivers there. Oh! And then got taken out once again. Unfortunate there for Omar, as he has not been able to get a break and camber tires. Anyone?
We need a soundboard for that. Hold on, keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. We're gonna find something. We're gonna find something. I gotta have
Uh,
something for this. I gotta have something for this. Uh, 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 uh,
uh, you're killing it. Why is it just repeating? What is going on? Unfortunately, he might have to pack his bags after that one if that's what you're getting at.
I'm about to say, yeah, not saying that he has to pack his bags, but that car is probably going to get packed up on the hauler.
Definitely gonna get packed up, possibly. Doesn't seem like anything is going on in that pit stall right now. Possibly already out of his fast repair. Little unfortunate. Made a few moves for a couple of people to get back up in the top 10 now. Mark Morton, still your leader here tonight. Caleb Hess in second place. David Callahan, owner of David Callahan Racing, in third. Gage Burns in fourth. Owen Lax in that mystery machine in fifth. Tyler Honeycutt, 2-time winner right now, going for 3 in sixth place. Behind him is Robert Monday in that 57 Lowe's car. The 8 of Mr. Jeffrey Bourne himself with the National Intensive Care Unit car. Brock Piper in ninth, and rounding out your top 10 from Sandcastle Racing, Matt Banky. Unfortunate night for most of these drivers. A lot of drivers have had to park their cars and go to the infield care center to get checked out. Unfortunately, will not and cannot get back onto track as they are going choose cone this time by for the 10th caution of the night. While they're pacing around the track, let's get that beautiful ARN blimp cam view.
Gotta love nighttime racing here.
I feel like the blimp's a little bit closer tonight than normal.
Hey, less air restrictions, man. Less air restrictions.
Kind of like it. It's a little bit more up close and personal for the entire field here. As you see, roughly the top 7 lines, 7th line being the last line appearing on your screen to get into camera view here. I would like to keep this blimp cam for the first lap of this restart, kind of gauge out everybody's movements and see how this is going to go as we are nearing the end of this race. 113 laps have been done by these drivers so far in those cars, as green is called one more time Mark Morton in that 3 car takes the lead. David Callahan still in second place, 87 ducks low. That 88 up there of Tyler Honeycutt trying to get in front of that 26 of Gage Burns to no avail right now. Highline does not have that momentum as he is trying to surpass Owen Lax and Gage Burns to get himself in a top 4 position right now. Only 2 cars behind him giving him that draft. It's not going to be beneficial here as Owen leaves space in between to let these 4 cars in front on your screen distance themselves out from the pack just a wee bit.
And they're still continuing to race it out. 20 laps to go here. Coming to 19 to go this time by David Callahan Racing taking control. But look at this, nearly an incident forming, and it looks like it's still May. That 57 on Monday made contact. I can't tell who that was. It was the 88 of Tyler Honeycutt he was making contact with that caused almost an incident, and there may be an incident forming back there. The 57 keeps shopping further and further back. It looks like he got contact with the outside wall, but now everybody trying to form up, trying to form some type of draftability to get up to this team of David Callahan Racing. Owen Lax doing a great job still forcing separation between the two.
Absolutely, and it's not only a few tenths of a second difference, but he is doing the best he possibly can in a 2-car draft pack to not let the back-to-back winner of Tyler Honeycutt get in front of him right now, as they are going to be side by side. We're going to zoom in on the track now to this action here. Tyler Honeycutt just edges above Owen, but there's only 1 car behind either Honeycutt and Lax. So it's going to be hard to get that draft unless that line goes up, and they're not going to, knowing that their competition is just behind. But Tyler is able to wedge his way in there.
Yeah, he slammed the door on Owen Lax, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to cause some separation between this team. That's what he's already trying to do. He's already knocked 1 guy off. Now can he get past this 26?
And with this action, 17 laps to go, we are going to take away this timing tower and put the ticker on your screen so you see most of this racing action without missing a beat of what's going on from side to side. Mark Morton still in the lead here, has led a decent amount so far. Will he be able to pull off this race win with 16 laps to go, or is he going to have to fight his teammates for this victory? You see the lone Ghost Motorsports car of Tyler Honeycutt, that 88 right behind that Sunny D car, starting to get a little bit anxious here, trying to make his moves right now, using as much draft as possible to gain positions if possible. He is going for back to back to back right now. There is a lot hanging on the line for him right here. You see a little bit of bump draft to that 26, does it again, eases up trying to go into this corner, but that gave that 26 a little bit of a run. Seems like he was trying to get him squirrely just enough to possibly be able to catch up, but unfortunately it did not work, as he's going to have to do a dive here, and does. Goes side by side, has Jeffrey Bourne and I believe Brock Piper trying to draft. He's still getting that edge, a little bit of that side draft, but it's not going to be able to hold him long enough.
Yeah, now what the issue is, he might have just let Owen Lax back in, and that was the mistake you did not want to have. You did not want to allow Owen Lax to be able to get in between you and be able to force this separation that you're about to see once again. And look, they're being smart about it, not even going to give them the chance, going to go to the outside here.
You see right now the top 5 on the ticker on your screen, not differentiating enough.
Oh, caution's out. Caution is out with 13 laps to go.
That is not going to be good for those guys leading this race right now, as it looks like Matt Benke, Caden Watts were in that wreck, as long as Robert Monday. Let's go back and see the action that caused the caution. We're following the 35 of Matt right there. Contact with the 57, and the rest of the field followed. What a horrible place for that tower. And you see those three cars, unfortunately, in that wreck. Once again, Matt Benke has been in, I believe, 2 other wrecks tonight. It has been a tough night for him and Sandcastle. They were holding the lead at one point in time. 1 and 2 have not been able to get back to that position. And unfortunately, Matt is wrecked once again here for the 11th caution of the day. That is going to give Honeycutt possibly what he needed, because David Callahan Racing is going to have to go side by side with each other here. He is splitting one of the cars, but he's going to have to pay attention because Owen is going to close that door as soon as he possibly can. Not much has changed within your top 10. Top 4 cars are all David Callahan Racing. Mark Morton, David Callahan himself, Caleb Hessing, Gage Burns. Tyler Honeycutt is now sitting in 5th place. Owen Lax in 6th place. Jeffrey Bourne sitting in 7th, still comfortable, trying to gain his momentum to get back into a top 5 position. Brock Piper, Thaddeus Friel Jr., and Brandon McKee round out your top 10 here for the 11th caution of the night. This is going to be a tricky restart here. Not many laps left to go. Mark Morton led 68 laps of this race so far tonight. Has only moved up 3 positions from where he started. So he is back in his ballroom, waiting to dance, do the tango once again as they do choose cone this time by. Interesting decisions here. You see Mark Morton low, David Callahan high. 87 of Hess is low. The 26 of Burns is high. And behind the low line, the leader of this restart is that 88 machine of Ghost Motorsports. That is no one other than your back-to-back winner and the only Toyota in the top 5 right now, Tyler Honeycutt.
Yeah, not many friends for that 88 up there. He's going to have to find a way to get around what is the David Callahan blockade of that David Callahan Racing team. And it's going to be interesting to see how he might be able to pull it off, who he's going to have help with as we come around. Restart going to be this time by, and partner, I can tell you the stress levels probably have not been higher for any of the drivers here tonight.
Absolutely not. There is a lot riding on the line. This has been an action-packed race since the green flag has even started, and it has only gotten increasingly stronger the longer this race has went out. David Callahan's Racing's Mark Morton is looking to take away a possible three-peat from that 88 car right now as we are coming back to the line for him to take that green flag once again here. Great jump from the 88 himself. Morton had a better lead there, comfortably put himself out in front. David jumped low immediately as soon as they passed the line, so they have good position. The 88 is now in front of the 26 and the 52 of David Callahan Racing, so it is now possibly Tyler Honeycutt's game here with 9 laps to go. He has to track down that 87 of Caleb Hess, the 2 of Callahan, and the 3 of Mark Morton, and pray there's going to be a high line to develop for him to dive and take lead of to possibly take this race away. As you see, Jeffrey Bourne is the one that does it
Whoa!
first.
Whoa! And the 26 of Burns got into the back bumper of the 88. That's not going to go over well.
No, that could have been a possibility where he checked up just a little bit to make him have to get out of his gas.
Woo!
And that just caused him to lose a few positions there as he is back in 7th, comfortably running now. Jeffrey couldn't do nothing with that. So now it is no other than David Callahan Racing's drivers leading this pack up into the top 5 right now as we are watching Tyler Honeycutt to see if he's able to make any leeway around that 52 machine, that mystery machine, to see if he has a opportunity at the leaders once again. Brock Piper sitting in front of him at that high line. They are not constant. They're in their lanes. They are not comfortable. They are using their own lanes, but that might come back to bite them in the end as they are not going to be able to get the consistent momentum they need to catch that leader with only 6 laps to go.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, they're really trying to get an outside line forming, and it might be working here. These 3 cars all lined up, and caution is out. Once again, the 12th caution of the evening is out, and that is going to reset and restack our field once again.
Yeah, not a good situation to be in once again. Let's go ahead and take a look at a replay, see where the action was. On the report, Brandon McKee was involved in this wreck. Looks like he might have got a little bit too happy on that bumper. 3 wide, went into the wall there, and the 78 spun him around. Make sure nobody else is involved. He might come back up on the track. Barely misses the 71. And that's why we say lock your brakes up, folks, when you wreck. 71 of Kevin Nolf is the one that he did miss there on that wreck. But unfortunately caught Gary Wright in the aftermath of that wreck. That 27, all that front end damage, actively on pit roads. So still, not much has changed here. Winding down for the 12th caution of the night as we are trying to finish this race under green flag here. Mark Morton still your leader. Led about 72 laps at this point in time of the race. David Callahan still in 2nd. Caleb Hess still in 3rd. Gage Burns still in 4th. Brock Piper now sits in 5th place as Owen is in 6th place with Tyler Honeycutt still behind him in 7th. Jeffrey Bourne in 8th place with Thaddeus Friel. Donnie Honeycutt now in 10th place, rounding out your top 10. So just 3 positions behind. Ghost Motorsports now officially has help. But will it be enough help to stop these other 5 cars from holding the rest of the field off to take away their 3rd possible win here? As we go around one more time, it will be choose cone this time by. As we already know where most of these drivers are going to be staying. Mark Morton low. Gage Burns is going to be high there. Caleb Hess is going to be low, and right behind them is going to be Brock Piper, where it used to be Tyler Honeycutt on the last restart. Honeycutt is going to be in the low line as well, right behind Piper, but has 3 cars, all David Callahan Racing, outside of him, in front of him, that are going to dive down when clear to take that low position.
If they get clear, and I'm going to say a major if, because Tyler, if you think that 51 isn't about to shove the crap out of Caleb Hess right here, You got another thing coming. Like, yeah.
Oh, for
we,
sure.
we're we're coming down to the end. They all know what move they're about to pull, and if I am that driver of that 51, or if I'm that driver of that 88, or if I'm the driver of that 48, you're doing everything in your possible power behind the wheel of that car to make sure those guys do not get grouped together.
Absolutely. And this is the nose cam from Brock Piper, 51, behind David Callahan racing here as we come to what these lead drivers are praying is the final restart of this race. Let's go ahead and get into that roll bar cam of Tyler Honeycutt and see how this restart will play off for him as the pace car is off, this time by what is going to be the move from Tyler Honeycutt to the bumper of this 51 machine here. Little bit of a late restart as green flag is called from Honeycutt, but that might be in the plan. Gain that advantage to get that good draft momentum coming up from in front of him. You see Bourne on the outside of him there. Donnie Honeycutt behind, and another caution is out. Thirteenth caution of the night, and I know these guys are asking for a break at this point in time.
I think that's an understatement, partner.
Looks like Wayne Isbell was involved in this caution this time by that 6 car. We've seen him in the front a little bit here tonight. Got on the inside of that 71 and just took him out. Took the 29 of Wiesner as well with him. All went off the racing surface with minimal damage. So thankfully did not collect any other cars. But I know these top 5 have got to be fighting mad at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We are still waiting for the white flag to come out under green flag conditions. And folks, at this point in time, we are not done with our coverage yet, but I would like to say on behalf of Asphalt Racing Network and Right Time Marker Series, thank you guys for dedicating 2 hours on a Wednesday night to sit here and watch the action, whether it was live, on the replay, or on the re-upload on YouTube. We want to thank you for being the reason we continue to do this on a weekly basis. If you already haven't, go ahead and hit that follow button, whether it's live here on Twitch or the replay on YouTube, and stay with notifications on to catch action live weekly. We are moments away from another green flag as they will be doing choose cone this time by, but once the checkered flag is waved, do not close out your computers or shut down anything, because we do have post-race interviews as well from our top 3 drivers. Pace car lights still on as we come around to do choose cone this time by. David Callahan Racing still in a good position. Piper is now in 5th place in front of Lax. Morton still leading this race with Callahan next to him, that 2 car. Hess in the 87 behind on the low line. Burns going to be up this time as Piper is going to go low, which leaves Bourne and Honeycutt squared, finally caught back up almost 100 plus laps later. Will it be enough for them to take this lead away? There are only 2 cars fighting 5 cars right now that are teamed to possibly take this win and go 3-peat for the first 3 races of this season.
going to be interesting to see what goes down on this restart. I know everybody is hyped up. They're tightening the belts up one more time, trying to think of what moves need to be made here on this last and final caution.
Your current leader right now, leading 80 laps of this race. Few of those laps are under caution, but he has led a decent amount of this race so far when he's got out in front and hoping to take this all the way to victory lane here as the pace car lights are off this time. And you will be seeing that pace car do that sharp left turn off the track, hopefully for one final time.
And here we go once again for possibly the final time. It's a restart here at Echopark. Green flag in the air with 2 laps to go. Mark Morton, David Callahan lined up side by side. It's Callahan racing 1 through 5. Everybody trying to play spoiler at this point. Now, everybody knows it's just a battle to the end. Who is going to capture the victory? Everybody getting aggressive, pushing, shoving, trying to find a nose, trying to find an edge. Is contact behind him. Caleb Hess making contact. It's near 3 wide in the group pack behind him. David Callahan racing with a 2-car pack on either lane with 2 laps to go. White flag in the air one more time around. They've made it to the white flag. It's 3 wide behind him. Mark Morton trying to hold off the rest of the pack. He has the help from Caleb Hess. Now, David Callahan on the outside trying to hold the 3 right around him. It's getting chaotic. It's pure chaos behind him. Going through 3 and 4. Rex possibly behind him. Everybody trying to find a nose, trying to find an edge. Here comes the 51. He's going to push through the bottom. It's contact. It's racing to the end. And Mark Morton, Crazy Train, survives the chaos at Atlanta and wins it here in the Nicu Warrior 200.
And that's what you call racing right there. The team did not give him that win. He had to earn that win, and that created some amazing racing right there for the last 3 laps of this race.
Definitely, and a lot of fun being able to call that at the end of this one. And now tonight, you know, Mark Morton able to get his first win of the season in that 3-car. And you know, David Callahan racing, finishing 1, 2, 3, locking up the podium. That is a very happy owner, possibly in that 2-car as well as he finishes P3. But right here, let's take a look. Mark Morton, go ahead, big dog. Let us see it. Burn it down. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to leave it here on the Right Time Arca Series Victory Lane Burnout session as we get prepared to bring these guys in. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to turn our audio devices off for a moment, and we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on ARN with the Right Time Arca Series. and you're seeing them all line up there on the front straightaway. In all honesty, I don't know why that trash 29 car is out there. Just kidding. Just kidding. Love you, Max. Anyways,
Hey man, part of the team. He's part of the
anyways.
team.
Oh, Lordy, I had to fire the shot. If you know, you know. Anyways, David, it of course is Tyler, an expert up in the booth. Look, you got the David Callahan Racing 123, and I'm pretty sure you're a happy owner with that. But I'm sure adding that you were the third place finisher doesn't hurt too much either.
Not at all. Not at all. This is kind of what we predicted and hoped for. Like I said earlier, we had phenomenal communication the whole race. We pitch strategies were about the same. Picking lines and helping each other when we're clear. We had phenomenal communication the entire race, and I mean, if one of us didn't win it, then it was going to be it's going to be a huge disappointment. But having a 1, 2, 3, we were shooting for a 1 through 5, 1 through 6. But I can't get too greedy.
Well, definitely a good finish overall for the team. The question is, though, as you take this momentum from Atlanta, of course, you being the team owner and the focus, knowing that knowing that one of your drivers has already now got a win, what is your outlook as we head to Pocono, Charlotte, all through there? What is your outlook for getting these guys set up for those next upcoming races and trying to get these guys back in victory lane, or perhaps yourself?
Yeah. So I mean, we obviously know Mark's fast. We were all up front this race. We've all kind of been up front in some other races, and if we can spread the love around and get a couple wins around throughout the team, that'd be the main goal. But a lot of practice and preparation and patience really goes a long way. I think we might not have had too much patience in this race because we were all kind of at the front the entire time. But yeah, just helping these guys out and figuring out pitch strategy and all that type of stuff. We'll definitely be seeing a few more wins come to our team.
Well, definitely. I know as a team owner, you're happy to see that and see the success come about. Tyler, do you have any questions for our winning team owner and third place finisher, David Callahan?
Absolutely, Mr. Callahan.
What's up, bud?
So I've seen what this team can do at Pocono. We've already seen it with Naris. How do y'all feel going into next week?
Pretty pumped. You know what I can do. You know what Mark can do. I'm actually going to sponsor the race. I'm going to talk to Aaron here in a little bit about it. But yeah, we're pretty pumped. We got a pretty good plan going in, and just hoping the chips fall our way and our strategy kind of works out, and then we'll hopefully be seeing the same sight you're seeing right now next week.
Now, I do have one final question for you before you go hooting and hollering in your voice chat with your boys.
Absolutely. What's up?
How does it feel to finally, on the third race of this season, dethrone the Ghost Motorsports team? They have been dominant on the very start of this race, have been able to pull themselves out of hard, difficult cautions. How does it feel to be able to control this race as a team owner from at least 30 laps plus to now strip them of their possible back to back to back?
Yeah, no, it feels good. You know, Early on, we know they're going to be a team that we have to look for week in, week out, all season long. Um, they had some bad luck here with some early wrecks and some cautions and things like that. So, kind of fell into our favor. But I'd I'd rather not want to be lucky and hope they wreck. I'd rather race them straight up and race them fair and square and beat them straight up. So I look forward to our teams kind of going back and forth throughout the season, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun season.
All right,
And
Mr.
definitely,
Callahan. Now go ahead.
well, well, I was just going to ask, do you have any shout outs before we let you go, though?
Me and you have the same idea.
Shout outs. Shout outs. I want to say this entire team. Like I said, we work very well together. I want to shout out the league owners as well. The progress that they've made from within the third week has been phenomenal. I feel like this is one of probably our best race so far. Had some green flag runs, almost green flag pit cycle, and yeah, it's the progress they've made has been phenomenal. So I really want to shout them out, and I can't shout you guys out yet because I haven't seen the broadcast, but I'm sure it's phenomenal as always. So, but yeah, again, I appreciate everybody showing up and being a part of this thing.
Definitely. Well, happy to be talking to you, my friend. And of course, congratulations once again. And perhaps we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And so that was our third place finisher and winning team owner, David Callahan. Let's go to our second place finisher, Mr. Caleb Hess, if we can get him pulled in here. Let's see. Do, 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 do. And go ahead, take it away, Tyler.
Mr. Hess.
How's it
You
going,
guys,
everybody?
it's great, man. How's it going for you? That's the real question. You got a second place finish tonight. Had an amazing run with the team for 30 plus laps at the end of this race and were able to pull a second place finish out of it. How are you feeling?
I, dude, this is like a brand new high for me. It's awesome. I was just really glad that I was able to push Mark to the win and get second, and also have David get third, and just kind of lock out those top spots.
Now, you guys have literally just dethroned what a lot of people are calling the most dominant team in right time. How do you guys feel about not only taking a win from them to make them a three-peat, but now taking the win and going into a 2.5 mile track that all six of you guys are very comfortable on?
I I mean, it's unbelievable. I think we just keep this momentum going and start our dominant run.
Now, there were 5 cars that finished in a decent position. Owen unfortunately lost a few and finished back in 10th. Wiesner in the back with the rest of the pack. But you were able to hold on to your car throughout every single caution that had popped out tonight. I can't remember truthfully if you were in some of those wrecks, but how did the tires and the fuel feel with a lot of these consistent cautions at the end of the race?
It it definitely kind of scrambled things. The entire team was kind of debating when we should pit, or if we should take fuel only or take right sides. It honestly just scrambled a bunch of things, but I think we all were just comfortable with it and we're on the same page, and that was a big factor into our success tonight.
Now, I did want to ask you, of course, being a second place finisher, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give, whether that's team, owner, or, here's your time?
I want to shout out David Callahan, my team owner, and putting together such a great team
My
that
man.
there was no point in time in the race where like we started bickering at each other. It was all just, let's keep our heads down, lock out this top five, and get the win. That was our entire thing for this race, and we all executed it perfectly.
Expert, do you have anything you would like to ask him? I know we've already did shout outs, but I did want to see if you had anything you wanted to ask him.
My biggest question is, and this is my biggest question, 110%. I know you're on board with pushing Mark to the win or whatnot, and I know you're having a great time finishing second. But I just gotta ask, if it came down to it, is that bumper getting shoved in there just in case? I mean, Tyler, you know how competitive I am. Is that
Mm-hmm.
bumper getting shoved in on your teammate a little bit if you had a chance to get your nose in there?
Honestly, I don't think so. I was talking with Mark, and
Ah,
I told him, I said, Mark, I'll be back here until the very end.
ah.
That's a strong teammate. I damn sure couldn't do that.
You're killing me, Smalls. Come on.
Dude,
Come
I owed
on.
him one. I owed him one.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, fair
I can
enough, fair enough.
respect it. There ain't no iron team, so I definitely respect it. Well, Mr. Hess, we are going to let you go and do your post race meeting with your team. We thank you for joining us here in the booth tonight. And of course, congratulations on your second place finish here at Echo Park.
Thank you.
All
And that
right, and
means
now, yep,
there's only one more
yep,
person.
yep. Go ahead and just go ahead and hit the
Ladies and
because
gentlemen,
we are bringing in our winner from this evening. And look, you need the soundbite already, and I'm kind of upset that you don't have the soundbite of Crazy Train or anything like that. Like we really got to upgrade the soundboard there, T Bone, because you're killing me at this point. You're killing me. I can't do this. Like I might as well just
Y'all think you can catch me now?
because that is basically how this man was all night. Your winner tonight and that number 3 car at Echo Park Speedway, Mr. Mark Morton. Crazy Train, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing good, gentlemen. How are you?
Well, I mean, we're having a blast.
fantastic.
What a finish that you and the rest of that group put on tonight. And the question is, my friend, the question is, how nervous were you about getting passed on those last few laps by your teammates? I know that friendly competitive rivalry had to be starting from somewhere. You and David were going at it for like those last 2 laps. I could have swore I saw some beating and banging there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I was. I mean, because we never like we're not gonna sit there and be like, okay, yeah, this race, I'll win it, and then the next one, if we're like this, then we'll let the next person. We kind of agree, like whoever wins, they burn it down, and then we just kind of have like a little team picture at the end. But I mean, I wasn't expecting David or Caleb or Gage or Owen or Max or any other DCR guys to just give it to me. I mean, we've controlled majority of the race, and we had great strategy that went with it. But I mean, it's kind of like an unspoken rule, and it's kind of like common sense for us all that, you know. And when it comes down to the last lap and a half or anything like that, we're teammates at the end of the day, but we're all going for the win. I mean, as long, and there's not going to be any love lost between myself or David or Caleb or Owen or Max or Gage if one of them were to take it away from me. I mean, it don't mind be a little butthurt, but I mean, after leading like 80 some 83 laps, um, but I mean, we're at the end of the day, we're actually a really tight knit group, and you know, we're we're all in a realistic kind of way. Like we're family. We're like brothers from different mothers. We're just gonna we want the we want everyone. We want us all to win.
It definitely makes sense, and I love that sound from one of the leaders of the team there. Tyler, do you have any questions for our winner?
Man, I have to be a little bit biased here. I try not to during the calls. I almost lost it when I saw that last lap coming around 3 and 4, man. It has been a race for you guys. You were able to hold the top five for a little bit, all kind of scattered out. Were able to make it back in, led almost, I think, 80 laps of this race, and you were the one to dethrone the 88 of Tyler Honeycutt from a possible three-peat victory. How does that feel leading into the rest of this season here?
I mean, it definitely feels great. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a restrictor plate. I mean, anybody can win. At a restrictor plate, you just gotta have luck and good strategy, and great teammates. But I mean, it is kind of nice to see one of the class of the fields in my rear view rather than looking at his bumper. But more than likely, that's probably going to change from probably the rest of the season, unless he has unfortunate luck. throughout the rest of the season. I mean, Tyler and I mean realistically, Tyler and Donnie, like they're really good racers, and just even after the first 2 weeks, they are they're definitely going to be the ones to try and beat and to make sure that they put that make sure that they are in your review rather than you being in their review. And I mean, I got to give it to them. I think they had some pretty unfortunate luck tonight. But if it wasn't for the unfortunate luck or the fact that I mean DCR was top six, top five, majority of the race, I mean, I don't see there would be a reason for them not to be three-peating. But I mean, cars luck and cars were not in their favor tonight, and DCR is going to celebrate a good one tonight. And I know we just got to flush it tomorrow. Well, flush it tomorrow. Enjoy it tonight, flush it tomorrow, and then just get ready for Pocono next week.
Now, I did want to
Definitely.
ask you. No, go ahead. Me and you have a bad habit
No,
of
go
talking
ahead.
at the same time. No, you were going
Hey,
to say the same
when it
thing I
comes
am.
to
Do it.
when it comes to the interviews, it just happens. But no, go ahead, partner. You got it.
No, I was going to ask you, restrictor plates, biggest thing to anybody's race. Pocono being next week, 2.5 mile track. I know all of you guys are really confident about that. Don't really need to brush up on that side of everything, but it is only a 11 regular season race season and a one race finish to the season. I would like to see what your take is going into week 6 for Watkins Glen, because that is going to be a pretty big shakeup, and I am wondering how you are feeling, and possibly if you are able to talk for some of the team on how you guys are looking forward to that race or looking at that race in general.
Um, I I really feel like in a way, we'll definitely take it one race at a time. But I know when that week week 6 comes around, I mean, we'll throw up sessions after sessions, as much as we can, so that way we can practice. Because I mean, not all of us are road course masters. And Watkins Glen is it's a fun track to run, but if these cars are anything like the Xfinity or the truck going through the S's, and you just gas it a little bit too much, you're just going right around. So I mean, we're definitely going to be putting a lot of practice, because I mean, I'm pretty sure Ghost, I think that's the team name, Ghost Motorsports, is going to be practicing well, unless Tyler and Donnie are just naturally phenomenal sim racers. But I mean, like I said, anybody can win at any given day. We could all have bad luck. Tyler and Donnie can have bad luck. We're just, our goal is to beat them, just like I'm pretty sure their goal is to beat us. I mean, we're look. I myself was. I myself am looking forward to Watkins Glen, because I love road courses. I just hate how crappy the tires are in these NASCARs.
Well, definitely looking forward to the future races and seeing what lies ahead for you and David Callahan Racing. With that being said, though, do you have any shout outs before we send you on your way, partner?
First and foremost, my beautiful wife was sitting right next to me and yelling at me to pass these cars. She said I was going to be in a doghouse if I didn't win tonight. So this one's this one's for her. And that with having three dogs, there's not much room in the house. Um, but definitely all of DCR, Gage, Max, David, and Caleb, especially for pushing me and staying with me at the end, and Owen just being a team player. I mean, they all were being phenomenal team players. You guys as well for taking time out of your Wednesday night. It's probably late for you guys, so again, thank you for taking time out of your night to race. Aaron for putting on a heck of a league. And literally everybody in this league for taking time out of their night for to race, as well as your what I think I saw 67 viewers on Twitch. You guys are killing it.
Oh, absolutely, man. And it only gets better each week here at ARN as we strive for success.
Now,
Definitely.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
go ahead.
before I
Sorry, Mark.
go, my bad, expert. Before I go, Tyler, you have until Wednesday to get the Crazy Train song on your
Oh God.
soundboard, so that way,
Listen.
if I'm able to make it to the top three on Saturday, you can play that Aussie song.
Look, I'll have it queued up for Saturday, and I'll also have it playing for the first song of the starting stage screen for next Wednesday as
There
well.
we
Lo-
go. There we go.
Gotta get with the sound budget, but definitely happy to cap off another one. Mark, congratulations once again. We're gonna let you go celebrate.
I appreciate it. I mean, you guys have a wonderful night.
You too, boss.
Well, partner, we cap off another great night of racing here in the Right Time ARCA series as Mark Martin ends the back-to-back run for Ghost Motorsports and Tyler Honeycutt specifically tonight here at Echopark Speedway. Any final thoughts as we close out this evening?
I mean, what an amazing race, to be honest. It's been in action packed. I truthfully don't even know what to say. It has been an astonishing race from start to end. I mean, there's nothing else you can truthfully ask for when it comes down to a super speedway race like this. It was, I would say, a little chaotic at times, but hey, that's super speedway racing. It can't get any better than that.
You're exactly right, and what a finish we had tonight. But, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to join us on the channel Friday night for coverage of the Momentum Racing League, and then Saturday night for the Nearest Cup Series. And of course, we'll be right back here next Wednesday for another Right Time ARCA Series event. We want to thank you for joining us once again here on ARN. And for me, myself, and of course, my partner, Tyler Jones, we want to thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Peace.